All right, guys, welcome to the Real Talk Football TV Premier League debate show. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tobias and myself, Shaq. All right, everyone knows the score. You lot got absolutely annihilated yesterday. Tobias called Man United would win 2-1. I don't know what you were drinking.
Bro,
Tobias,
come on.
Man. As Ten Hag, is his tenure done at Man United? Because he's moving mad. He's moving mad.
He's moving hella bonkers. Did you hear the statement after the game about Varane?
It feels like he's losing it. It feels like he's losing it. Yeah, he's losing it.
So you're telling me you chose to put that back four out? That was your choice. Like I don't know whether he's bantering. You never know. He's so straight faced. You never know. But I used to like what he used to say. Now he just sounded nuts. Like everything he's doing right now isn't making sense. Like the lineup alone yesterday, as soon as I saw that lineup, I was surprised. It's lucky it's Man City because Man City have a tendency to do it. They hold off. They're not ruthless.
No, they kill you. Slow death. It's a slow death.
Yeah, it's a slow death. So you knew it wasn't going to be the cricket score, so to speak. But it's just a different annihilation, if you know what I mean. You're just watching how bad your team actually is. Like, he went and started McTominay in the number 10 again. He played Bruno in the right again. Like, I'm not saying that these other players are going to make any form of difference, but just make it make sense once. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, everything you're doing right now just doesn't make sense. Like, you've reverted back to type. What I said was going to happen with Onana has happened. He's good, and we saw the best and the worst of Onana probably yesterday. In terms of at least he managed to keep the score down, but you're asking him to do something without the players in front of him. Said it hundreds of times. This is where Ten Hag sort of.
But that's what I was going to come to. This is Ten Hag. This is all on him. Like,
yeah, because
I know everyone's seen the actual debate or the argument between Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher.
I didn't even watch it.
Okay, so it's basically a summary, basically saying that every time Man United lose, Gary Neville always reverts to the bigger picture of Man United, which is the top of one. And I understand to an extent, but Jamie Carragher is basically saying, like, forget that. What is happening on the pitch is unacceptable, and Ten Hag has to be accountable for what he is doing. And I don't think he is.
What is the bigger picture? Like, what, the stadium? Are the players worried about the stadium? Are the players worried about the debt? Is this what we're saying the players are worried about? So what are they concerned about? What really concerns anything that's going on really on the pitch? Do you know what I mean? It's not going to have that much of a detrimental effect, in my opinion, on the pitch. We've had the Glazers for the longest time. That is what it is. And whether or not you love or hate the Glazers, at the end of the day, whether or not you believe it's the right amount of money being pushed into United, it's a different story. But at the end of the day, every manager's had money. Like, you've had money. Like, these are 8 of his guys. Do you know what I'm saying? His signings haven't worked. You look at him. Mount was on the bench. Now you've sort of given up hope with Mount. You don't know what you're going to do with him now. So you've reverted back to type. It just stinks from that back to front, really. And has he got the pull to pull it round? I don't know, because even Anthony, you see Anthony fuming on the bench yesterday before he come on. So if you start losing the only players you've got, then it's problems. Sancho definitely ain't interested now. He's like, I'll wait this out. 100%. I'll wait this out. New chapter with a new boss, because you know what's going to happen. If someone new comes in, they're going to give Sancho a chance straight away, because they're going to feel like they're going to be the manager that can turn it around. So right now, it seems like it's the waiting game. But for me, I don't think that it's. Look, I don't think it's going to sound mad, but what are our expectations really?
No. Your expectations were to maybe consolidate top four and to win a trophy.
No,
That's what I'm saying. You've digressed. There you go. Go on. All right. Go on.
What are our expectations really for? Because what have we done in the last 10 years? That's what I'm saying. What are our expectations? Because what have we done historically in the last years, in last 10 years now?
But you're Manchester United.
But we are Manchester United. But so what? What have you done in 10 years? If you like, come on, this is what I'm saying, trying to say expectation in terms of, do you constantly, as what they're doing, change manager every 2-3 years and continue the same cycle of ins and outs and wasting money? So what's the end game? Like, I don't know if you, as much as everything, the writing's on the wall, it looks like, but I wouldn't do it. As bad as what I'm seeing right now, as horrible as what I'm watching, like the embarrassment, you got Man City just their fans bantering us, the chants that they're coming out with, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
but this is a guy.
We're a whole laughing stock.
Yeah, but this is a guy that's had a 7-0 on his watch. This is a guy that's had. This is a guy that's had a 3-0, and it was basically like another 7-0 on his watch. This is a guy where if you even deep it, the signings he's made, how many signings can you say, all right, that signing's been outstanding for us? You can't really. That's what I'm saying. You can't really say this. 18 months.
The only one you can say really is Martinez, even though Martinez.
No, he hasn't been. No, he hasn't. Not like to say, like, okay, for example, Szoboszlai, you think, okay, he's been outstanding. I know he just started, but he's been outstanding. Martinez hasn't. He was a larvae stock and got better. During.
But he was.
But I'm not having that. I don't even think Man United fans.
Him up there with the best defenders last year. By the end of the season,
I don't think Man United fans.
And he's hardly played this season, so I don't know if you can put that emphasis on Martinez. I believe out of all of them, Martinez has been his best signing. Like Casemiro, obviously, has been.
But that's what I'm saying. So you're saying that's his best signing, but if you had a poll of Man United fans, it would still be split. So I don't think that's a signing where you think, yes, he's been outstanding. When he comes back, he will make a massive difference to our team. This is the same guy who had 7 against him. He was in that team when Salah spun him. So you can't really say he's been an outstanding signing. He's been okay. He's been better than the rest. He has. That is it, Tobias. He's been better than the rest.
But what you're trying to say, I'm saying outstanding. You're saying all these things. I'm not saying these things.
But that's what I'm saying.
Them words are not coming out of my mouth.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But he's from a good signing perspective. I mean,
he hasn't, man.
He's been a good signing. Whether or not he's been outstanding is a different story.
No, but I'm saying, I'm talking about the signing. He's been out that signing's been quality. That's a quality signing. There's not one. Casemiro to an extent, but there's not one you said he's been outstanding. He's a proper signing for us. All the other signings, they've been crap, but he's been a good one. And really, deep down, you can't really say it. His tactics have been terrible. His in-game tactics have been terrible. His man management style, like I'm saying, Tobias, it feels like this new generation of youngsters or guys in their teenagers and 20s, they're on, what have you done for me lately? Or what have you done for me now? He's come into this situation, rightly or wrong. He's most really right as a school teacher and being kind of not a bully, but being like hard-nosed and putting down the law. But this guy hasn't got the credentials and the respect to put down the law straight away. Even if he's in the right, he can't do that. He's not a Pep. He's not a Klopp where you can, or even a Zidane where they can go in there and it's like, okay, it's them, man. No matter what they say, even if you disagree, you're going to deal with it. There is no way on earth on Guardiola's watch that Sancho gets banished and within a couple of days, he doesn't apologize and it gets back to normal and it gets nipped in the bud. This has been going on for 2-3, maybe a month, and it's still going on. I don't think it's different, Tobias. I think it's
in terms of if you're looking at when it happened with Pep and that, like Pep Cancelo went straight away. That's the difference. The difference is when it happens, they make a decision and they get rid of immediately.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's one or the other.
We make a decision, i.e., whether it be Maguire, whether it be McTominay, and they're still there. And when you look at it, this is where I say all of it. a lot of it falls on Ten Hag, because you buy the goalkeeper, you buy the Mounts, the two players that was not what we needed. If you really wanted to force Maguire out, you got to force him down the pecking order. You got Varane who can't keep fit, so he's always got an opportunity. You buy another centre half, you push him further down, you force him out the door. In my opinion.
But like I said,
same as McTominay, you left it where you had bare bones, and he's there by default. So you didn't want him, but you've still got him.
Yeah, but this is all on him. Like
I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But his man management, like I said, his man management skills are horrendous. You take the captain's armband, rightly or wrongly. I think he's right because he's not good enough for Manchester United. But you expect him to still play at a certain level for your club and play for you. Like I've said before in last podcast, you cannot take the captain's armband off somebody and say, okay, you're going to be fifth choice now, but when you play, I want you to play at your best. You're going to be, as a player, you're like, fuck off. I don't give a fuck about you. Like, I play when I want to play. Like, my head's gone, and you still want me to play. All this type of stuff he's done, it just shows to me it's a lack of experience at being at an elite football club. Yes, Ajax is a big club, but Man United is a different level, and it's shown that to me, it feels like he's just out of his depth, and it's just spiraling out of control.
He seems, again, with or without the credentials right now, you're right. That style of management doesn't work. Yeah, Jose Mourinho. This is the value of Jose Mourinho's name, because he's got the credentials, but it still won't work. Do you know what I mean? You need to be an Ancelotti type manager to manage these egos. And one person who has got the credentials, management and as a player, is Ancelotti. But he's able to, and you can probably, again, Pep, same. Yeah, he goes off here and there. He is stubborn, but he's got the reputation to back it up.
That's it.
So I agree in that way, and that's where he's killed himself, because he seems like he takes things personal. Because if you look at the players that you would have thought that he would have got, like that, you would have thought that would have made an improvement to the team. Gravenberch, you're looking at 30 mil. He played for him. He played for you before, but obviously he left you to go buy him. But for 30 mil, that's a no-brainer. If you knew, you should have been having these talks way before the even Mount deal. If you're looking at it, then you're looking at the Timber one, Timber was his first choice over Martinez last year. Obviously, he's got injured this year, but you can see like his versatility would have made a difference. It just seems like he just moves mad.
But the thing is, one thing what Gary Neville said, it kind of like it just kind of like ring bells with me. I think if you signed Timber, he would have been absolutely terrible. I think if you'd have bought Gravenberch, these men would have been absolutely awful. You'd be seeing the same Gravenberch at Bayern. It feels like every player that Man United buy, they regress. That's what it feels like. So all the signings you talk about, even if, say, for example, Gakpo came, he would just be terrible. It just feels like anyone who goes to Man United, their career regresses under whoever manager's been there. So is it a bigger problem in a sense of, is it the whole club problem, a system problem at Man United where nothing's in place to actually win?
Because so you're telling me Maguire's going to be a different player somewhere else?
I don't think he would have had the same career if he was at Man City. Man City wanted him.
Yeah, Man City wanted him. Yeah, but you telling me he would still be playing for Man City?
I don't know, but I don't think he'd be as bad. I don't think he'd be as bad. I don't think he'd be as bad.
Of course, it's not going to be as bad because the team as a whole isn't as bad. Do you know what I'm saying? We can go through the whole team and we can say, would they produce more elsewhere? They wouldn't. So it's the profile of player that they're messing up with. It's the mentality aspect of them all. Like you're coming to a big club. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you come into a club where you're having and we got a bunch of sidemen that can't handle it. It's simple as that. Like they're all sidemen. Like it's quick enough. Like Anthony coming on, kicking Doku and all that. Like, come on, man. Like that means nothing. Like that's petulance. Like smacking his arm down is like what your son does when you're trying to feed him something you don't like or something. It just everything just stinks, man. It just there's without and. Cass was a stopgap. He was aged as he come. I don't believe that it's over for Cass. I still believe he can pull. He still can perform at a high level. Obviously,
but a big club doesn't sign a 30-year-old for 70 million on a 5-year deal.
Paddy,
That is just bonkers. That's bonkers to me. No other club does that.
That's where I've got to sympathise with him, though, in a way. And again, potentially it could be his fault because he was the one that chose to chase De Jong all summer.
Bro, it's his fault. You've got no director of football, so it's all on him. A director of football, a top director of football, we're not buying Casemiro. That makes no sense. I've got another 3-4 players who could do the same type of role. They're 7 years younger. A director of football would not buy Casemiro.
Yeah,
but I don't care how good he is.
You're thinking about ownership model, and this is why I don't want to get into all that, because then you're going back to the ownership model that potentially was leaving, and they do things for publicity. Like we know that publicity is the main focus. You can go back to when we signed Di Maria, Schweinsteiger. You know what I'm saying? Ibrahimovic, it's Falcao. This is all about who's got a big profile and who can sell shirts, what looks good on the stock exchange. This is how Man United operates. So I understand to a degree what you're saying, but you've also got, if you're going to look at it like that, you've got to take that the ownership model doesn't allow certain things to go on unless you've got that money in the bank. You've got to be. This is why we probably brought Mount. This is why they was happy probably to sanction the Mount deal.
Mm.
So
in my opinion, I just don't think Ten Hag's good enough for Manchester United.
And everything you're saying, I get, you can't really hide from the truth. The only thing you can say is that you would expect this season within the first season. I said it before. This is why I'm bro, watching it. The worst thing about it is that I'm getting used to it. That's the scary thing. You know, like these beatings there yesterday, like I was pissed. But you, bro, I wouldn't watch nothing for days if that would happen previously. Now it's just like, this is it, isn't it? This is what we've got to deal with. You look at that whole team as a whole yesterday. What else did you expect? You can't spend that money and be putting that team out to face Man City. And it's the same when you had the same team in essence that come on against Arsenal. And I think we landed there.
I just think Ten Hag needs to show a bit of balls as well. He should be dropping players like Fernandes. He should be dropping players like Rashford who have done.
He can't now. This is again. This is why I say mentality, because from the get go, Rashford. I knew to play with Rashford. I knew to play. Like when everyone's screaming Rashford did, you knew what was going to happen. He isn't the person that you can look for in dark moments. That's not him. You can look for, if you're looking for something, you can count on a Salah. Do you know what I'm saying? He wants the ball. Like, that's the difference. You give it to Rashford, confidence, zip, gone, finished, on the floor. So, and Fernandes is different. You find it hard to sort of, because without Fernandes, things would be a lot worse than it is. I can't really think.
Fernandes is that guy. That is what you've done for me lately. He does nothing at the moment. He's going on past glories of what he's done. And I'm not saying you drop him and don't play him at all, but I'm saying he's been playing terrible. Why are you not dropping him for a game or dropping him for 2 games?
The difference is that what you forget about Fernandes is probably the most played player out of everyone. He plays the most minutes. Last year, if you look at how many minutes he played, and along with this year, so he always plays for one. So yes, he needs resting. The positional thing, like you're playing him on the right, you're playing him on the left, you played him in like the false. Like what are we doing? You played him deeper.
You've got Mount. Drop him and play, and drop him and play Mount.
Bro, did you see Mount yesterday?
I don't care, but he hasn't played.
Bro, you're asking for something. Mount is not going to offer us.
Yeah, but how are you buying a player and not playing him? You're buying a player, but you're not playing him. Play him in his position. Your other player's playing crap, so play for 3 or 4 games, and then you can have a fair assessment. He's just coming on here and there, so you can't really judge if Mount's doing anything good because he hasn't had a run. You're just playing him for 60 minutes there, 1 game there, then you expect him to do bits. Play him for 3 or 4 games, you've got nothing to lose. Your team's crap. Play him.
But I don't see Mount as the answer, unfortunately. I don't see that. Far from the answer. I don't think that he offers more than what Bruno does. So that's a no-no for me, if I'm honest. The signing of Mount was strange anyway. I said it at the time that we brought him. That was the last player we needed, was a Mount type player. That was far from what we needed. So we're just going, you know what I mean? We can sit here for time and criticize like his signings, what he's done and what he's doing, but what is the end goal? So you get rid of if Man U get rid of him, where do they go next?
I hear you.
And then the next manager is going to come in and say, you see that previous 400 million that you just spent with Ten Hag, and the previous bloody 400 million that he spent with Ole, whatever's dregs are still left. Like, they're all not good enough, and they don't fit the profile of what I want to do. So we're again back at square one.
All right, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Tobias. Last bit, 1 minute. Big up Dan with the banter and that. Big up Dan. Get that Tobias. He called it. He said 3-1 or 3-0. He called it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Tobias, you got the last bit.
Pippi's a joke, man. So that's what I'm saying about Dan. Nah, it's horrible, man. Yeah. It's horrible. You listen, Ngannou or Fury? That's all I want to know.
Ngannou, we're out.